They now have a new goal, which is courting this large Latino demographic. Eliza, you wrote about this.
I'm going to disagree with that.
You disagree?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's...
Then why build Fox News Latino? Why build Fox Mundo? Why hire Rick Sanchez?
This is, first thing, those are very, very small efforts. If you're in the media business, you're always looking to see what happens, but that's not part of Fox's business. It has nothing to do with Fox's, the future, the medium term, at least, future of Fox's business. And it's not what they're worried about.
Actually, Fox itself started as a very small venture as well, the same size as Mundo Fox, a couple of hours of programming, and then it became the network that it is today. So I don't think that because it's small now is any indication of this.
That's not what happened, how Fox started. Actually, Fox started with an incredible investment. They went out and bought carriage on every cable system in the country. Nobody had ever done this before. It was one of the most expensive launches in cable history.
Sure, okay, but it still started smaller than it is now, and I think that Roger Ailes is excited about the business opportunity of appealing to Latino voters, as all viewers, not voters, as all people in the cable news business are.
The Republican Party's problem is very clear from the fact that they had not one but two responses last night. You had Marco Rubio, but you also had Rand Paul. And to some extent, you see that tension right now in everything, whether it's Fox News, whether it's the Republican Party, whether it's the House Republican Caucus, whether it's any part of the Republican Party, as they try to come to grips with the fact that their base of people is not the expanding tomorrow of America. And so I think Michael's right. It's a business, and Fox News is a very profitable business. However, they too have to adapt to the times, and I think that Ailes has always been a master at seeing what the trend is, what the next trend is. And I suspect that his moving into Latino is probably a little more serious than Michael thinks.
Do you understand what the cable business is? There's a lot of business. The Latino market is a lucrative, growing market.
Right.
Does Fox have any advantage in it? Does Fox have any? Is it suited to that market? No. And
except
Fox
that in Eliza's piece, she has Roger Ailes saying to her, "I believe that these are traditional viewers, and I believe that they have the capacity to become Fox viewers."
Since I'm the only person here, I can safely say who is friends with Roger Ailes, I would advise you not to necessarily take what Roger Ailes says at face value. News Corp is a big company. It's a company that has to deal with lots of constituents, lots of issues, and they're trying to do there's a lot of balancing going on. And what you see is not necessarily what you get. I would advise, if you want to understand Fox, don't look at the peripheral things. Look at what it's actually doing. Look at who its audience is now. Look at who its audience might someday be in the future, and it would be a very unexpected future if the Latinos are that audience. Look at its audience. It's a white audience. It's an older audience. It's a rural audience. It's a conservative audience. He wants characters, conservative characters, who make for compelling television.
So would your counsel, being the cable news expert, to your friend Roger Ailes be, forget about the Latino audience. You have your audience. Let this ABC Univision Fusion network court them, because this is all about niches, and they're going to corner that niche.
Watching Fox News, I mean, let's talk about what Roger does. If you can find the new thread that's speaking to the Latino community on Fox News, I will eat something.